things. I wanted to hear what they had, and they were asking me for dating advice, and they were hanging on every word. And one of these women, I think by anybody's standards, I mean, there's something in the water here in Texas, but by anybody's standards, this woman was pretty close to a 10. She was just absolutely beautiful. And I had been teaching this guy some things. You know, we've been going over what I call a session 0 on my 10-plus coaching program, which is where we basically decide what he wants and how to get it. And I said, well, why don't we just talk to those women, and I'll show you some of the things that you're not so sure can actually play out. And the most beautiful woman in the group, she kind of was talking under her breath and mumbling a little bit. And I said, I can't hear you speaking pretty well. You're going to have to talk and enunciate, will you? And she straightened up, and she did exactly what I asked her to. Which I just finished talking to this guy about the difference between being a nice guy and a jerk versus being assertive and doing what's in everybody's best interest. He's like, man, it worked like a charm. And, you know, she was just respecting what we were saying. Her friends were all into it. But see, if you appreciate women, it doesn't matter whether she's attractive or not, or whether you have any sexual intention at all, which I didn't. You can still go talk to women, and the effect is the same. You have this leadership ability, you have this confidence that allows you to interact with women, and that doesn't change whether you're married or not. Emily and I do this together when we're out, and we make friends everywhere we go.
I got one more question for you before we have to wrap this up. Do you think that you have found your life's calling in this work? And if you have, how do you know?
Here's something that I'm sure some guys can relate to. I have had this history in my life where at any point in my adult life, I'm 41 years old now, if you would have shown me what I'm doing 5 years from now, I wouldn't have believed you. You could have said that when I was 25. You could have said that when I was 30. You could have said that when I was 20, 35, and at 40, I don't know. But if what has held true for the first part of my adult life holds true through the remainder of my career, however long I'm granted, then in 5 years from now, I'll probably be doing something that's a bold statement different than what I'm doing now. However, right now, right at this particular time, I have never felt more fulfilled by what I do. And, you know, I gave up a pretty good job in management that paid really well. And I wake up every day, you know, whenever I wake up. I mean, the challenge of this work is you have really crazy sleeping habits because you fired the boss essentially, right?
Uh-huh.
But when I do wake up every day, I'm the first thing I want to do is go see what's going on. I'm empowered. I have to be dragged out of the house sometimes to go do something else because I'm so passionate about what I do. So, yes, this is by far the most rewarding job I've ever had, the most rewarding work I've ever done. And just getting the outpouring from people of, you know, look, what you're doing mattered. I was at this position. I can relate to what you're saying now because of something you read. And sometimes it can be one line out of one newsletter. Someone goes, man, that just hit me between the eyes. You've radically altered my process for life. Getting those, you know, having 100% satisfaction from 10-plus programs across the board says to me, I'm in the right place, I'm doing the right thing, and what I will do will matter in the lives of people and leave a lasting mark. That's a positive one. Yeah, that says to me that I'm doing the right thing. I think the proof is in the proverbial pudding. How's that for alliteration? And when you're doing what you're passionate about and it is leaving a lasting positive mark on the world around you, then I think you're in a pretty good place.
Scot, we have come to the end of this terrific interview. I'd like to give you this opportunity to start to share with our listeners some contact information, anything from your website address, your email, your phone number, and any particular products you think they should know about. So you've got the floor.
Well, I do think, my name is not quite as synonymous with dating advice just yet as, say, a Mystery or a David D'Angelo. So I'm sure a lot of the guys listening are just now getting acquainted with me for the first time through this interview, and I'd love to get acquainted with them. I'd love to know you're out there. So definitely sign up for my free newsletter. And I think Frank mentioned deservewhatyouvant.com. A much cleaner way to get that job done would be to go to thechickwhisperer.com. And the Chick Whisperer is also a free podcast for men that we do. We publish it irregularly, but kind of like this. It's sort of comes off as a radio show. I have guests that co-host with me. And you can get that for free from iTunes as The Chick Whisperer. And that's another free resource. I also have a blog, which you can get to from the main site at deservewhatyouvant.com, where I give videos and I update that regularly with lots of free information. All the previous newsletters are archived. You can actually look from my name at easyinarticles.com and find over 100 articles. And all of that, of course, won't cost you a dime. And I'm happy to offer that to everybody out there. I also have some free reports and different audio programs that I have out there that don't cost a dime. And also, you can call me up, and the numbers are all on my website, or you can email me. And I will answer, unless the email somehow slips through the cyber cracks, I will answer every email that comes to me. I'm not going to get in an ivory tower and tell you that I'm that busy that I don't answer emails. Sure, I answer a few hundred a day, but I will answer every email that comes to me that has good positive intent. So you can write me at smckay, or let's just make it Scott, SCOT, at datetoorder.com, datetoorder.com. And another thing, since I am a dating coach rather than an internet marketer who sells dating products primarily, I do encourage people to pick up the phone or Skype me on Scot McKay, and I'll talk to you for 10, 15 minutes and see if it's a good fit for me to be someone, that you can put to work to make you be in a position where you're going to get what you want out of your dating life instead of continuing the cycle of settling. And, just like, Frank, you were on my flagship product, Virtuosity, and had just a fantastic session on there. If you want to check out Virtuosity and contribute to the cause, it's a bonanza of stuff, over 70 hours, and you can see that from the website also, deservewhatyouvant.com. You can click on the banner for that, and I encourage you to do that. So, would be very, very happy to hear from the guys in your audience, and women too.
Scott, it's been absolutely great having you on the show. I sincerely hope that you'll come and visit us again at Frank Talks. And, wow, I'm still just blown away because we got a lot of really personal information from you, a lot more than I was expecting. And I really feel that more than ever, you're going to come across as a true human being, which I think is incredibly lacking in our industry.
Awesome. And if anybody was helped even 0.004% by what we did today, it's all worth it. And, time just flew.
Well, absolutely.
I think we got a lot of completely 100% original stuff here, too. So what a pleasure. Thanks.
All right. You're listening to Frank Talks Pleasures and Lifestyles. Good night, everybody.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test, a man's guide to the emotional needs of women. Ladies, do you want the man in your life to understand you on your level? Do you want your man to be able to listen to and address all of your emotional needs? Show him how much you really want your relationship to be the best it can be. Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test makes a perfect gift. The book, written by a man, for men, is endorsed by every woman that reads it. This book is a guide for men to understand exactly what a woman means when she speaks. Is that worth changing your life forever? Buy this book at franktalks.com now.